Hello everybody watching on the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel, and welcome to race number 34 / chase race number 8 of Season 8 NNSCRA Walmart Cup Series. I'm Levi McIntyre, aka Thrash Maniac 99, the voice of NNSCRA Walmart Cup Series, here to welcome you to the excuse me, to the UAW Ford 500 here at Talladega Superspeedway. Back at the same version we ran earlier this season where we went caution-free and had some fantastic racing. Will we have that same thing happen again today? We shall see. As we are getting really down to the nitty-gritty here for this chase for the championship. And speaking of the chase, let's look at the point standings. Jessica Sheldon extends her points lead once again, but by 28 points over DJ Curtis. Third, a total of 60 points out, is PJ Williams. Fourth, a total of 63 points out, is Dylan Poteet. Fifth, a total of 65 points out, is Carson Gunn. Sixth, a total of 67 points out, is Dylan Young. Seventh, a total of 71 points out, is Dougie Shears. Eighth, a total of 83 points out, is Seth Cole. Ninth, a total of 89 points out, is Austin LaPlante. And then 10th, a total of 104 points out, is David Rivera. So it's highly unlikely that Rivera will be able to go 2 in a row this season. And then the rest of the chase points, 11th, 108 points out, is Kyle Matthews. 12th, 118 points out, is Zachary Fitzwater. 13th, 132 points out, is Tanner Sullivan. And then 14th, 151 points out, is Trent Dunham. So that is how the chase standings look. Starting lineup, Ryan Acosta on the pole. So the streak of chasers starting on the pole was broken by Ryan Acosta, who put out a phenomenal qualifying lap. Starting next to him will be the highest qualifying chaser in the race, Trent Dunham. Row 2 is Charles Jackson and Cody Lamas. Row 3, James McLeod and Anthony McCrory. Row 4, Tim Walsh and Jesse Setti. And then row 5, David Rivera and Austin Mongold. So only 2 chasers qualified in the top 10. But the rest of the chasers where they start, Austin LaPlante starting in 11th. Jessica Sheldon 22nd. Seth Cole 23rd. PJ Williams 24th. Dylan Young 25th. Zachary Fitzwater in 26th. Tanner Sullivan 31st, Dylan Poteet 32nd, Dougie Shears 34th, DJ Curtis 39th, and Carson Gunn 40th. Last row, Kyle Matthews 41st, and then dead last, Dylan Thoreau. So that does it for the look at the starting lineup as we are getting set to get the command to fire engines for the UAW Ford 500 at Talladega, Chase Race 8, Race 34 of the season.
Is this on? Drivers, start your engines.
That was just as bad as the command from last week. Excuse me. But yeah, 19 laps of racing here at the 2.5 mile famous plate track. This is where the big one can really occur potentially. As far as for people who are just starting to watch the series, the remaining races we have in the schedule, next week we head to the 1.5 miles of Kansas, and then we close the season with Armory Digital Superspeedway for the finale. So that is going to be where we'll find out who really will be battling for the championship. And if things keep going these 2 drivers' ways, it looks like it could come down to just Jessica Sheldon and DJ Curtis, but you got quite a few guys who are still up there in the top 10 that hope that those 2 run into trouble and they get good finishes and they could be in that mix for the championship at Armory Digital. But yeah, we'll know with Jessica Sheldon, she's been leading the points in the chase for quite a while. She's on a mission to get her second Walmart Cup Series championship and make history as being the first in the series to win a second championship. And also, I'm making a huge announcement here today for this race that I will be making an announcement coming soon. Meaning right now. I'm just messing with you guys. So the big announcement is after this season, we will have a prelude race. We are going to have the first ever NNSCRA Walmart Cup Series Race of Champions, where it's going to be the different season champions from past Walmart Cup Series seasons battling for a free-for-all race. I haven't decided on what track yet, but that's what will happen. So here we go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys and girls. Well, look at this. Whoa, and there they go. Oh, we get the big one right off the bat. The big one has just struck here on lap number 1 here at Talladega. And the first car I saw go around was Rue McIntyre, but Ryan Acosta leads lap number 1. But my, oh my, the big one has just struck. And there is Acosta up at the front, so already here to kick this race off, we get the big one. Wasn't as big of a big one as you would think it would be. It mostly involved cars that were running up high, but still, that is pretty massive. Let's see who all was there. P.J. Williams, a chaser, was involved. Michael Norman. There's the perpetrator, Stephen Pollard III. Dorian Facepuncher was involved. Chris Washer. Daniel Day was in it. Dougie Shears, another chaser, involved. Looked like Bob Jones was involved in it too. There's Rue McIntyre, who I saw go around to start the mess. But let's go ahead and take a look at a replay of what brought the caution out for the first time today here at Talladega. Well, here's a look at what happened. It looked like Stephen Pollard III was looking to get in line behind the 28. And then right when they came back across the racetrack was when they collected quite a number of cars. But luckily, most of the people knew it was happening all mostly up in the high lane, and they just went down low to avoid. But yeah, once both guys came back out on the racetrack, let's actually go to helicopter view to really determine what happened. It might have been Rue McIntyre trying to get in line and just wasn't enough room. And there you see where cars get hit. And wow, Michael Norman took the hard hit in that mess. And Dylan Poteet, I can't tell if he made contact. Let's actually go slow-mo with the onboard camera and watch from the 31 as there's the wreck happening up ahead of him. See if he does run into the back of somebody. Just a little piece of Pichu London, but not enough to cause like a buckle on his hood. So I think Poteet... Oh, he did get a little piece of P.J. Williams. Oh, nope, he did get a big hit into Stephen Pollard III. Man, that is another top chaser that got caught up in it. Couple of top chasers were in it. Poteet, Williams, and Shears. As a result, but let's watch the 3 of Michael Norman, because he took the big hit in this crash. Let's watch. Wham! Right there on both the rear and the side, and then took a hard hit from the 88. That's going well over 200 miles an hour going through these corners, so that's pretty vicious. But with that said, let's go ahead and take you to the restart at Talladega. Well, after that big one, we got 6 cars out of the race, and they include Rue McIntyre, Dorian Facepuncher, Stephen Pollard III, Michael Norman, P.J. Williams, and Dylan Poteet. But now that it's single file, we should be able to get some racing in for sure. So Ryan Acosta still your leader, second Charles Jackson. Excuse me. Third is David Rivera. Fourth, James McLeod. Fifth, Austin LaPlante. Sixth is Joshua Collard. Seventh, Angel Navarro. Eighth, Anthony McCrory. Ninth, Tim Walsh. 10th, Austin Mongold. 11th is Jesse Setti. 12th is Cody Lamas. 13th, Trent Dunham. 14th, Preston Plord, 15th, Jessica Sheldon. 16th, Seth Cole. 17th, Zach Rogers. 18th, Dylan Young. 19th, Sean Galligan. 20th, Zachary Fitzwater. 21st is Chris Michaels. 22nd, Charles Sanford. 23rd, Tanner Sullivan. 24th, Johnny Gardner. 25th is James Silverfox. 26th is DJ Curtis. 27th, Kyle Matthews. 28th, Matt McIntyre. 29th, Dylan Thoreau. 30th, Carson Gum. 31st is Danny Wells. 32nd is Peachy London. 33rd, Dougie Shears. 34th, Daniel Day. 35th, Bob Jones. And 36th is Chris Washer. And also, real quick, I keep forgetting to make this announcement, but next season, the 22 and the 28 will be having different drivers, as Jesse Setti and Rue McIntyre are both announcing their retirements from Walmart Cup Series action. So these are their final races of the season. So those two rides will be open. I haven't decided who will be taking over those cars, but the announcement will be made at some point before Season 9 begins. Green flag back out with 14 laps to go, and Ryan Acosta staying up at the front. But that ain't a good thing, because those guys behind him can get into that draft formation and catch him. And here they come. Here comes David Rivera with a huge run, huge head of steam. It's like Rivera at this point, he probably knows he ain't going to be able to get up there to battle for the championship for a second season in a row, but he just wants to go out this season on top with victories. And whoa, we get two different wrecks occurring. Another caution is out. Trent Dunham was involved, another chaser. Oh, Daniel Day slams in, and McCrory gets hit. Whoa, and who was that just flew in? That was Washer. There were a couple more cars I noticed that got involved. I couldn't tell who they were. There's Galligan, Washer, Day, Plord, McCrory, and Dunham's machines. Zach Rogers might have been one of the guys involved, but David Rivera leads us to the second caution. Man, oh man. Cautions breed cautions, it seems, but let's go ahead and take a look at a replay of what brought the caution out for the second time today at Talladega. Well, here's how the caution first starts. Right there, another case of a guy trying to get in line and not enough room. Preston Plord came down into Chris Michaels. Plord came back up and slams into Sean Galligan, collecting Trent Dunham. Now, the second portion, which happened just a little bit further up ahead, looked like it was the same deal with Zach Rogers and Anthony McCrory. It turns McCrory around, and they both hit the outside wall. And everything was okay in that portion of the mess. But then we're going to see Daniel Day come in and just slam into Trent Dunham. And then here comes Chris Washer into the fray. And he's going to get into Galligan and Daniel Day. And then after Dunham's big hit from the 12, he's going to get driven up and slam into McCrory, causing more damage to the 61. So, a lot of hard hits given in that one, but not very many cars were involved. We somehow got away with only probably 6-7 cars, as opposed to the last caution that had about 10. But let's go ahead and take you to the restart at Talladega. Well, after that last caution, more cars that retired were Anthony McCrory, Preston Plord, Sean Galligan, Trent Dunham, Daniel Day, and Chris Washer. And they joined Rue McIntyre, Dorian Facepuncher, Stephen Pollard III, Michael Norman, P.J. Williams, and Dylan Poteet. But anyways, David Rivera is your leader. Second, Angel Navarro. Third, Austin Mongold. Fourth, Jesse Setti. Fifth is Charles Jackson. Sixth is Ryan Acosta. Seventh, James McLeod. Eighth, Austin LaPlante. Ninth, Joshua Collard. 10th, Tim Walsh. 11th is Tanner Sullivan. 12th, Cody Lamas. 13th, Chris Michaels. 14th is DJ Curtis. 15th, Dylan Young. 16th, Kyle Matthews. 17th, Jessica Shelton. 18th, Charles Sanford. 19th, James Silverfox. 20th, Carson Gum. Rest of the top 30 in lead lap cars are Matt McIntyre, Danny Wells, Zachary Fitzwater, Seth Cole, Dylan Thoreau, Johnny Gardner, Pichu London, Dougie Shears, Bob Jones, and Zach Rogers. Getting set for the final 8 laps of this race. Hopefully, we can finish this race under green. And here we go. And David Rivera got off to a huge lead right now, but Navarro and those guys behind him will definitely catch up to the 6 and perhaps maybe get by him, as now here comes Mongold with the run to the inside of Navarro with draft help from Jesse Setti in the 22. Now it's 3 wide for second as Rivera's enjoying that, but he is going to get caught here in just a few moments by a lot of these guys. Jesse Setti to second. And I see 4 Joe Gibbs cars all together. Charles Jackson, DJ Curtis, Tanner Sullivan, and Angel Navarro was with him. Now he's starting to slip back in the high line as Rivera leads, but now the 22 of Setti is definitely getting up to the 6 car. And whoa, Jackson up into the wall. Whoa, he about had a wreck with Matthews and Lamas, but they keep it together. Now Jackson going to get in line with Fitzwater, but that slowed Fitzwater's momentum down. Now they're going to probably lose the draft. And whoa, Dylan Young and Danny Wells. Great save. We about had another wreck similar to what we've seen all day, but they save it, so great job by those guys. Hell of a job by them, too. They were 4 wide for a moment. Now it's settled back to double wide for the time being back there. David Rivera still leading, but Jesse Setti is right there to the back bumper of the 6. Kyle Matthews in third, trying to reel in those 2. Jessica Shelton trying to find her way up to the front. Kyle Matthews breaking up that drafting tandem of the 22 and the 6 to hope maybe he can get his way into that picture. And I see a couple cars get the wall. Matt McIntyre, Carson Gum. And whoa, we get a crash! Cody Lamas, Ryan Acosta, and Lamas is going for a wild barrel roll. Oh my goodness, this is just as... wow. Numerous times. That is about similar to Austin Weiner's barrel roll at Coca-Cola many seasons ago. For those who remember Austin Weiner, former champion. Caution is out, and I don't know if we're going to be able to get back to green flag racing or not. I think that might have been it right there, and I think David Rivera is going to get the win if we keep this race under caution. But we don't know yet. But I think it will end under caution. But let's go ahead and look and see what happened to bring the caution out for the 3rd time today here at Talladega. Looked like a same case of what we saw earlier. Although this time, yeah, Lamas tried to get in front of Navarro, but just didn't work. And as Lamas slams the wall, and he gets the big hit from the 10 of Acosta. And then when Lamas was back across the track and he hit the wall, it's what got his car up in the air, and it dug in and then starts to barrel roll wildly down the front stretch going into the tri-oval. And like I said, this is about as similar as the barrel roll Austin Weiner took at Coca-Cola many seasons ago, and let's count how many barrel rolls he takes. If I recall, it was like over 30 times for Weiner, but let's see what Llama's got. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, looks like 19 times, so it was probably half of the amount that Weiner took, but still, that is the second wildest barrel roll I've seen all season long, so that is pretty rough. But let's go ahead and take you to what could be the last lap here at Talladega. Well, after that last caution, Ryan Acosta, Cody Lamas retired, and yeah, we are finishing the race under caution. So it's going to be David Rivera to pick up the second win this season, and that is really good for that 6 car. So with that said, let's look and see how, well, we'll wait until after they all cross the finish line officially to get the official results of the race. And checkered flag is waving right there. So David Rivera officially is the winner of the UAW Ford 500 at Talladega. But now let's look at the rest of the results. Kyle Matthews gets a great finish in second. Chris Michaels, solid performance in third. Jesse Setti with a great finish in fourth. DJ Curtis, solid fifth place run. Seth Cole, great run in sixth. Johnny Gardner, solid seventh. Jessica Shelton with a great run in eighth. Austin Mongold, solid ninth. And James Silverfox with a great run in 10th. Rest of the top 20, Tanner Sullivan, Dylan Young, Dylan Thoreau, Charles Sanford, James McLeod, Carson Gum, Joshua Collard, Danny Wells, Matt McIntyre, Tim Walsh. Rest of the cars that finished were Angel Navarro, Austin LaPlante, Zachary Fitzwater, Charles Jackson, Dougie Shears, Pichu London, Bob Jones, and Zach Rogers. Everybody else is out of the race after all the cautions that happened. Ryan Acosta, Cody Lamas, Anthony McCreary, Preston Blord, Sean Galligan, Trent Dunham, Daniel Day, Chris Washer, Rue McIntyre, Dorian Facepuncher, Stephen Pollard III, Michael Norman, PJ Williams, and Dylan Poteet. Well, that does it for our coverage today here at Talladega, as we got 2 races left. Next time we head to Kansas, and then the finale at Armory Digital, and those 2 races are going to be quite exciting. But until then, here are your results, rookie points, and regular points heading into those races. This is Levi McIntyre signing off. Thank you for tuning in to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel, offline racing at its best.